At this time the disciples came to Jesus and said, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" So he called a little child to him whom he set among them. Then he said, "In truth I tell you, unless you change and become like little children you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. And so, the one who makes himself as little as this little child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Anyone who welcomes one little child like this in my name welcomes me. But anyone who is the downfall of one of these little ones who have faith in me would be better drowned in the depths of the sea with a great millstone round his neck. Alas for the world that there should be such causes of falling. Causes of falling indeed there must be, but alas for anyone who provides them. If your hand or your foot should be your downfall, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to enter into life crippled or lame, than to have 2 hands or 2 feet and be thrown into eternal fire. And if your eye should be your downfall, tear it out and throw it away. It is better for you to enter into life with 1 eye, than to have 2 eyes and be thrown into the hell of fire. See that you never despise any of these little ones, for I tell you that their angels in heaven are continually in the presence of my Father in heaven. 1811. Some manuscripts add, "For the Son of Man has come to save what was lost," cf. Mount 913. This is practically identical with LK 1910 and is probably a copyist's edition from that source. USCCB. Tell me, suppose a man has 100 sheep and one of them strays, will he not leave the 99 on the hillside and go in search of the stray? In truth I tell you, if he finds it, it gives him more joy than do the 99 that did not stray at all. Similarly, it is never the will of your Father in heaven that one of these little ones should be lost. If your brother does something wrong, go and have it out with him alone, between your 2 selves. If he listens to you, you have won back your brother. If he does not listen, take 1 or 2 others along with you. Whatever the misdemeanor, the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses is required to sustain the charge. But if he refuses to listen to these, report it to the community, and if he refuses to listen to the community, treat him like a Gentile or a tax collector. In truth I tell you, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. In truth I tell you once again, if 2 of you on earth agree to ask anything at all, it will be granted to you by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 meet in my name, I am there among them. Then Peter went up to him and said, Lord, how often must I forgive my brother if he wrongs me? As often as 7 times. Jesus answered, Not 7, I tell you, but 77 times. And so the kingdom of heaven may be compared to a king who decided to settle his accounts with his servants. When the reckoning began, they brought him a man who owed 10,000 talents. He had no means of paying, so his master gave orders that he should be sold, together with his wife and children and all his possessions, to meet the debt. At this, the servant threw himself down at his master's feet, with the words, Be patient with me and I will pay the whole sum. And the servant's master felt so sorry for him that he let him go and canceled the debt. Now as this servant went out, he happened to meet a fellow servant who owed him 100 denarii, and he seized him by the throat and began to throttle him, saying, Pay what you owe me. His fellow servant fell at his feet and appealed to him, saying, Be patient with me and I will pay you. But the other would not agree. On the contrary, he had him thrown into prison till he should pay the debt. His fellow servants were deeply distressed when they saw what had happened, and they went to their master and reported the whole affair to him. Then the master sent for the man and said to him, You wicked servant, I cancelled all that debt of yours when you appealed to me. Were you not bound, then, to have pity on your fellow servant just as I had pity on you? And in his anger the master handed him over to the torturers till he should pay all his debt. And that is how my heavenly Father will deal with you unless you each forgive your brother from your heart.